Yorkshire Pride on Yorkshire Radio.
All this week on Yorkshire Pride, we're speaking to Richard Barnby, who is walking the Yorkshire Three Peaks twice in 24 hours in aid of Candlelighters Trust. Today, Richard tells us where the idea came from.
Well, if I said I announced it around New Year's Eve time, it may give you some sort of idea of where
alcohol
it came
was
from.
the
Induced
reason.
Maybe the reason. But no, to be honest, I've done it singly about 3 or 4 times, and it's something that I've thought about doing. But maybe the alcohol gave me the confidence to announce that that's what I was going to do. And there we are, so that's what we're doing.
So what is it like doing it once, and what's going to be the difference doing it twice?
I first did it in 2009. I was asked to do it at work, something I've never done before, never been into walking like that or anything before. Somebody said, it's 26 miles and it'll take you 12 hours, and I looked at it and I thought there's no chance it'll take me 12 hours, I'll do it in about 6. Little did I know what was to face me. I started doing it, we got lost, and we finished in about 16 hours in the dark, and that was my first attempt. Involved not being able to walk for 2 days afterwards. Very, very stiff.
Yeah.
And that was the first attempt, so that's what it's like.
Why did you decide to go back after that then on the first attempt?
Because it had sort of beaten me, really. So the target to do it once is set at 12 hours. That's the sort of recognised time to do it. It's 12 hours for one crossing. And so it took me 16, so I wanted to go back and prove that I could do it in 12 hours. So we went back and we did it again, and then we went back and did it again and did it again.
And you've done it under 12 hours?
We've done it under 12 now, yeah. I've done it under 12 for the last twice I've been up there. My fastest time is still 10 hours for one crossing.
Yorkshire Pride on Yorkshire Radio. Yorkshire Pride on Yorkshire Radio.
All this week on Yorkshire Pride, we're speaking to Richard Barnby, who is walking the Yorkshire Three Peaks twice in 24 hours in aid of Candlelighters Trust. Today, Richard tells us a bit more about what the task actually involves.
24 hours for the two, so that doesn't give me a lot of scope really to take it easy. It's going to be 2 hard slogs round. Hopefully do the first passing around 10 hours again, leaving me 14 hours to do it the second time when I'm obviously down on energy levels, shall we say.
What are the main troubles, I guess, doing the Three Peaks? What are the hardest sections of it, and what are the main issues you have to deal with?
Just from the start to the finish, really, and that's about it. No, probably the hardest parts, I think it varies for different people, to be honest. It is quite a steep start. From Horton in Ribblesdale, you're going straight up towards Pennygent. So it's sort of baptism of fire. You straight up into the top of picking up one of the highest summits in Yorkshire. And then you come into stuff like the boggy section between Pennygent and Whernside, which is just a trudge for around about 6 miles in what can only be described as waterlogged moss. So that's a bit of a trudge. And then by the time you get through that, you're into the long distance of going up Whernside, which is a long slog for different reasons. This time it's just a long, drawn-out affair. Not very steep, but just a long affair. You tackle that, you've got over that one, and then you're into doing Ingleborough, which, if anybody that's been up that way will tell you, the sight of Ingleborough coming up on you after about 9 hours, 10 hours, it's quite daunting because it's quite vertical at some points.
And yeah, it must put you off when you finish it.
It's not the most motivational thing that you can come across after about 9 hours.
Yorkshire Pride on Yorkshire Radio. Yorkshire Pride on Yorkshire Radio.
All this week on Yorkshire Pride, we're speaking to Richard Barnby, who is walking the Yorkshire Three Peaks twice in 24 hours in aid of Candlelighters Trust. Today, Richard tells us a bit more about his training.
Doing all sorts of different long distance walking. I've been off and done various peaks around and about. Up the Lake District, been up Helvellyn, Striding Edge, been up Scarfell Pike. We've been around the Peak District, doing some work around there. Just trying to get miles in the legs. For me, going to the gym doesn't help this sort of thing. You can be gym fit, but not hill fit, if you know what I mean. Yeah, a cliche that to say that, but it's just about miles in the legs, feet, making sure your feet are tip-top condition. Worst thing you could get is a blister or anything like that. That's gonna.
Yeah, is that what I was going to say? Is that one of the main worries? If you get a blister on the first part of it that you're doing, or the first half of it you're doing, you've then got to deal with that for the second half.
Yeah, I mean, if I pick a blister up early on, you're looking at nearly 50 odd miles then to walk without a blister. So feet is definitely where all the work goes into making sure that you've got your right footwear, right type of socks, and you just look after your feet.
And endurance, I guess it's got to be, hasn't it? There's no point in, like you say, going to a gym and doing sprint cardio work. It's just that mentality of keeping going.
Yeah, a lot of it is going to be sort of mental stamina. At the end of the day, it's gonna hurt. We're gonna get through it once, and then have to walk straight through the village and back up the other side, and do it all again. If we can get through that mental sort of pressure of going through the start line and setting off again when everybody else is probably in the pub, we'll be okay. But it is going to be tough.
Yorkshire Pride on Yorkshire Radio. Yorkshire Pride on Yorkshire Radio.
All this week on Yorkshire Pride, we're speaking to Richard Barmby, who is walking the Yorkshire Three Peaks twice in 24 hours in aid of Candlelighters Trust. Today, Richard tells us more about the equipment that he'll need to complete the challenge.
Yeah, what we've got, the great Yorkshire weather. It's throwing all sorts at the minute.
Yeah.
So we've gone from extremes of temperature. So we've had hot weather in the last week or so, and now we're looking at rain and winds and things like that. It's going to be very awkward to prepare, really. You've got to go prepared for all weathers. The peaks themselves, it can be sunny and lovely in the valleys at the bottom. At the top, you could be looking at low cloud, mist and fog, rain, whatever. It can be different climate completely at the top. So there'll be no shorts and flip-flops. It'll be all kitted up to deal with all sorts of weather that we might come across.
What's the worst type of weather for it? Baking heat?
Personally, yeah, I think it's going to be the heat. If it was the heat that we had in the last week or so during the week, that would be, for me, the worst possible. You're going to be talking about kind of a lot of liquid then to just try to keep yourself hydrated. So for me, I'd take the rain. I'd take the rain over the heat. That may sound a bit daft, but just for body temperature and hydration, it'll be easier. Might not be so good for the morale, but it would be better for walking in.
Are you doing it on your own then, or who are you doing it with?
I'm the only one that's doing the Six Peaks, but I have got a lot of close friends and colleagues that are coming along to do parts of the walk with me.
Right.
I couldn't persuade anybody to do the whole 6. That seems to be quite sane, so they're going to stay and just do sections of it with me. So all the way around there will be people helping out, cheering me along.
What's been the response from your family and friends?
Well, most of them just call me some sort of nutter or madman, or why are you doing that? And then when they've realised that I am serious about it and I am going to do it, they've all been very supportive. They all want to help out where they can. I've got family helping out during the walk. Some coming along to walk, some coming along just to cheer me along.
Yorkshire Pride on Yorkshire Radio. Yorkshire Pride on Yorkshire Radio.
All this week on Yorkshire Pride, we're speaking to Richard Barmby, who is walking the Yorkshire Three Peaks twice in 24 hours in aid of Candlelighters Trust. On the final Pride of this week, Richard tells us more about the charity he's doing it for.
Yeah, I'm trying to raise money for the Candlelighters Trust, which is a Yorkshire charity raising money for cancer patients, children in particular. Really good charity, run by parents of children with cancer or children that have had cancer, and it's a Yorkshire charity, so a real good local charity. And a father of 3 children myself, so I just wanted to do something for the children, really.
Was it important that it was a local charity as well for you?
Yeah, there's a lot of good charities out there, and there's so many different charities that are deserving of money, but I wanted to do something for Yorkshire and for children as well, things that are sort of close to my heart, so I thought it'd be ideal to look at something like that.
So remind us when you're doing it again. If people want to get in touch with you, if people want to sponsor you or anything like that, how can they go about doing it? Yeah,
I'm doing it on the 16th of June. I'm starting around 9 o'clock in Horton, Ribblesdale. I'll be finished at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning on the 17th. And I've got a couple of ways of contact me or even offer sponsorship. I've got a Just Giving page at www.justgiving.com/Yorkshire Six Peaks. Or you can donate by text. To donate by text, it's ELER66 and the amount you want to donate, and text that to 70070.
And have you got a target that you're aiming for?
I'm aiming to earn about £2,000. So far I'm about 1,700, so I'm doing really well. I just want to get that extra push, get it over £2,000 if I can. I think I've done a real good job then of trying to raise some money for the local charity.
And it's a case of any little helps, doesn't it?
everything, anything that I can get at all, it helps. Motivation as well. You see that money rolling in, it's going to help push me along for the second lap.
Yorkshire Pride on Yorkshire Radio.